Have you ever been talking to someone and faith comes up, and then you're not sure what to say, and the conversation ends and you walk away thinking, "Oh, I missed my chance to tell them about Jesus." Well, if you felt that way, you're not alone. We've all been there. We've all had those conversations we wish we could do again. Hey friends, Donna Amidon here, and we're in a series called Everyday Evangelism, How to Share Your Faith with Confidence. And today, we'll talk about how to walk in those moments God gives us. We've been in Colossians chapter 4, and we pick up with verse 5. Paul says, "Walk in wisdom toward outsiders, making best use of your time." The NIV says, "Make the most of every opportunity." Now, I don't think Paul is saying we need to be obnoxious or weird. I don't think he's telling us to share the gospel with every person at the checkout line at Walmart. But I believe Paul is telling us to not let the days and the weeks pass without making the most of the opportunities before us. And this doesn't need to be complicated. It's simply an attitude that is always looking for an opportunity to talk about our faith. I'll share a quick story. When my book, Tracing His Promise, came out, I needed to ship about 50 individually wrapped books at the post office. So I was going to be there for a while. Now, I could have scrolled on my phone while the postal worker completed the transaction, but I felt a nudge to make the most of the opportunity. So I struck up a conversation, and it was going well, and toward the end, I felt another nudge from the Spirit to invite her to church. Now, initially, I resisted, but the prompting continued. So as we were wrapping up, I invited her to church, and I will never forget what happened next. She looked up at me and said, "Do you know what? You are the third customer who's invited me to your church." And we both smiled, and I said, "Well, it sounds like you should probably come sometime." You know, what I find so interesting about that conversation is that I was the third person who had asked her to our church. It reminds me of 2 Peter 3:9, which says, "God desires that no man perish, but all come to repentance." You see, he wants all people, the stranger, the friend, the colleague, and that postal worker to know him. So he nudged not only me, but two people before me to invite her to church. You know, I love this story because it reminds me that when we share Christ, we're not venturing out on our own. We are joining God in his work. And not only that, we are partnering with other Christians around the world who are also spreading the good news. So here's my challenge for you. When the moment comes, and it will, make the most of the opportunity. You can pray, "Father, how can I love this person like you do?" Or, "Father, is there something you want me to say or ask?" Don't forget, you're not in this alone. God is with you. He is working in their heart, and more than anything, God desires them to come to the knowledge of truth. So trust that he's working and make the most of every opportunity.